Reynolds,
Gosling, isn't it?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Gosling and the other
Is it
film
Ryan
star
Gosling?
guy
Yeah,
with him. Now they,
yeah,
they they obviously are passionate about the club. They love the game, and indeed they are getting consecutive promotions. I mean, it is quite phenomenal what they're doing, really. So that's a
mm,
good example of how it can work. But they will still be subject to the limitations of what they can spend in
yeah,
relation to their turnover. So at one probably some early stage, they will be building a bigger stadium because once you can increase your income, your turnover, you can then spend more of that money. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that works. But yeah,
mm,
I agree with you that the money coming in from foreign owners is one thing, a good thing by and large, but maybe sometimes it doesn't always manifest itself in something positive for the club. And maybe that's something to bear in mind.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I didn't even see it that way, but yeah, that's a good point. So Marcus Rashford,
Yeah,
uh, so he's back at Manchester United. Uh, where he's back where
he
he's
won't
not.
stay, will he?
He won't. He won't. Even if he
No,
wants to, even if he wants to, I don't think he'd be allowed to.
no.
Well, they can't do anything, but it'd be an uncomfortable stay, wouldn't it? A stay where his name will just gradually disappear out of the media.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So it's what's the way forward for Rashford? I mean, he's
Well,
there.
I saw
Yeah.
something this morning which maybe
All
you
right.
haven't seen, and I don't know. I mean, it came from an apparently reliable source. It was on,
All right.
I think, Mail Online, I think. But apparently Barcelona, excuse me, apparently Barcelona are in the process of offering him a contract, which I found
All right.
a bit surprising. But all it really said was, but it is or will be subject to very strong conditions. Now, I don't know what that means. Whether that's a reference to him not getting involved in matters outside of football, like
All right.
politics,
Yeah.
or I don't know. It may be nothing to do with that. But for a club like Barcelona, who clearly recognise his potential ability, well, he's got ability and it's not
Yeah.
potential, but to them, he could be a very good acquisition,
Yeah.
provided he stays single-minded and focuses on his job there. But that's quite an interesting one. If he gets that, he'll really have fallen on his feet, won't he? But
Mm.
either way, I can't see him staying at Manchester United. I wouldn't think he would want to, unless, of course, if there's a huge change of personnel there, of players, he may feel that he's kind of a new addition as well. But I don't think they'll keep him. No, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I was just thinking, is his wages the problem, or is it his character, or is it his antics off the field, off field antics?
Yeah,
What is, because he's not. I mean, all right. So going back to Wayne Rooney, at Manchester United, he had a lot of things to deal with. I mean, well, he
mm,
didn't. Well, he didn't. But the manager then, Alex Ferguson, he had a lot to deal. He had a lot of. It was like
yeah,
it was like a kid.
yeah,
It was like having the Jedwoods. You remember the
yeah,
Jedwoods?
yeah.
It was like it was it
Jedward,
was like
yeah,
having the Jedwoods on his hands. And he was always in the media. He was always in the news. Wayne Rooney this, Wayne Rooney that, and it was off field, on field. He'll throw a tantrum on the field of play.
yeah.
Um, are we saying that Marcus Rashford is on the same level as
Well,
going
yeah.
forward?
First of all, I think with respect, you've been a bit unfair to Wayne Rooney there. I wouldn't put him on the same level of what
Jedwoods.
of distraction
All
Not
right.
to
Okay.
Edward, yeah, as Marcus Rashford. I mean, good a player though Rashford is on his day,
Right.
I personally think he allowed other things to come into his football life, and whether they like it or not, these Premier League footballers, they get handsomely paid big bucks because everything is looked after for them. They don't. The teams, the clubs don't want them worrying about anything domestic. Of course, they can't always help out with domestic problems, but
Yeah.
they think of everything: their nutrition, their food, their exercise, the training. Everything is covered. So all is expected of these people on anything from 100 to 300 or 400,000 pounds a week. All that's expected is that they stick to the day job, but they don't get involved in things outside. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they should never get. I mean, a lot of them do. A lot of footballers do a lot of charity work. They do at Palace, I know, and it's
Yeah.
excellent to see. They make films of it, and they're using their profile, their high profiles, with often young, disadvantaged kids or um, all sorts of people with health problems as well. And it gives you see the happiness in the faces of for example, kids with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
They love the Palace players going there, and certainly over Christmas and much of the rest of the time, I guess, they love it. And so footballers have got some great things they can do, and most of them, I'm sure, do that. But I think the clubs have got a right to expect that players on these high earnings should stick to what they're good at. And not to say they've got no outside interests, but they do get much of the summer off. I mean, they've got time to go and do their own things at other times. And I guess there's millions of boys who would love to go on and become a professional footballer. It's a highly desired thing to be, and women as well nowadays. Let's face it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They don't get quite as much money, but it's a great profession for women and girls to go into. So yeah, but I don't think Wayne Rooney he's had a checkered past in a way. Probably when he was a bit younger,
Yeah.
he was often in nightclubs and all the rest of it. But I think Ferguson, as he did with most of his players, he controlled him pretty well.
It did.
Perhaps I missed things, but I don't really recall Rooney almost coming to blows with Ferguson or big arguments. I think he towed the line, and you could see that in his football. I mean, Wayne Rooney at Manchester United I mean, the fans, I'm sure, still love him there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was a fantastic player to watch. And